Hey folks, your OS reviews. In this video, we're going to, take a closer look at both Siri and Cortana as digital assistants or pretty good forms of artificial intelligence incorporated into our current smartphones. And obviously, the Siri has been used by Apple with their iPod Touches, their iPhones, and iPads, whereas Cortana is more found in their Windows Phone products created by Microsoft, and it's being a bit more emphasized through your newer Windows 10 laptops, in addition to Windows 10 mobile smartphones that are coming out now. So we're going to take a closer look at, in terms of accuracy and things that you can do with both of these virtual assistants. So the benefit of these is, again, if you want to set more complex tasks, or if you're driving, if you're doing something else while not having full access or full attention to going through settings and setting up alarms or something, this might be a good way to quickly find data and also consolidates it in a more simple format. But obviously, it's not going to be smart enough to do everything, and tasks will be limited more or less to things that can be achieved by a simple command. So if we take a look at some examples that are shown by both of these assistants, you can see it being scrolled here, such as show me my to-do list, what's the traffic like, change my appointment to a certain time. I can look at all my tips over here as well. And same thing with Apple. They're going through some sample things that you can ask Siri, like how high is a certain mountain, open a certain application, set an alarm for a certain time, find a location that's near me using your location services, things like that. Both of these products, you can set it up so that even if you say something such as hello Cortana or hello Siri, it will prompt you for your voice. It will listening to your voice using the microphone, and then do the quick search. But you can set it's actually turned off by default so that it doesn't accidentally trigger or eat up your battery too quickly. So that's why when I'm saying these names right now, it's not pulling up anything. So I can tap on both at the same time and connected to the same Wi-Fi network to do a quick sample, such as, let's just say, what's your name, and see what it pulls up. What is your name?
Cortana.
So again, I can turn up the volume a little bit more on this Apple product, but again, both of them will read out their answers. So it seems like Apple's Siri does have a bit more of sass, at least in the responses being provided. So you knew that already, whereas Cortana seems to give a more direct answer. Right now, the interesting thing about Cortana is that Microsoft is pushing some exclusive holiday-based tasks, such as playing a holiday movie game. And if I do a quick demo of that, play the holiday movie game. Seems like accuracy is pretty good.
Have you guessed the movie I've got in mind? Clue number 1. What movie do you think this describes? An accident, a contractual obligation, and a faithful son.
What's a hint?
No, that's not it.
That was wrong. You can see that.
All right. Clue number 2. This Christmas, the snow hits the fan was on the posters for this film.
Santa Claus.
Nice work, my friend. You correctly guessed the Santa Claus in 2 turns. Do you want to try another one?
No.
Thanks for playing. Next time, you can say play Christmas movie game.
All right, so that was a quick demo of that. It's similar to, 20 questions in the sense that it gives you an image and you have to recognize based on clues what the movie is in multiple tries, and it reveals it after, I think, 3 tries. So it's kind of an interesting take in terms of the algorithm and a brief showcase of more, games and tasks that you can do with these digital assistants, not just, setting up alarms or asking them for simple questions or queries that they can pull up from the web. So next, let's do a quick, comparison of maybe a calculation-based task. So if we wanted to do something like calculating 5 plus 5.
That makes the answer is 10.
So again, both of them were fairly quick. It seems like response time is about the same. Apple just pulls up the answer since this is a very simple calculation. The Cortana with Microsoft pulls up actually a web page where you can also edit this and add more complications or complicated calculations. So let's do something a bit more complicated, for instance. Square root of 20 million.
That makes approximately
check that.
4,472.14.
The answer is approximately 4,472.14.
So pretty similar. This one is still using the same web page, whereas now Apple is giving you more details from Wolfram Alpha, which seems to be a source of data for a lot of these calculations. I can also scroll up to see my previous answers. I don't think that is something quite as easy to do here, but probably is still possible. So next, let's try to do something like set an alarm. Set an alarm for 1 minute.
I've set an alarm for 5:26
Okay,
p.m.
your alarm is
Your
set
alarm
for
set for
5:26
5:26
p.m.
p.m. Your alarm set for 5:26 p.m. Your alarm set for 5:26 p.m. Okay, I set an alarm for 5:26 p.m. I've set an alarm.
All right, so those are the simple tasks, really not too much difference between the two in terms of calling people, adding reminders, notifications, pulling up basic data from the internet. But what if we wanted to actually talk to these virtual assistants as if they were human? Which one would be more realistic? It seems like Apple, Siri, because it's been out for a little while longer, but let's try that now. Are you intelligent?
We intelligent
Well,
agents
I'm
don't
good with
really
facts,
undergo IQ
like I can tell you
tests,
coolest
but I
person in the
scored off the
world
charts
is.
in the Zoltex saying I'd carry.
So it actually seems like both of them were able to understand that we were asking a question to them as opposed to wanting to search something up on the internet. So both have been, already improved in terms of answering it. So let's try something else. Are you a robot or a human?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't answer that.
So it looks like both of them are just going to pull up web pages. So didn't do too well with both cases. How about let's check for something like, when were you created?
I arrived on
Consider this
October
a
4th,
polite dodge of the
2011,
question.
if that's what you meant.
So yeah, it seems like both of them are able to understand these tasks. So really not too big of a difference anymore, I would say. Cortana has really, really evolved and caught on. So the first time that you actually turn on the feature on a Windows phone or your Windows 10 laptop is it asks you for suggestions for improvement. So it's going to use your microphone whenever you're talking to improve your speech as well as customize it for each person. So through all of these trials and trials by error, and the fact that really this is a software also found on tons of Windows laptops now, whereas Siri is really limited just to mobile products at this time, it seems like Microsoft has already made lots of leaps and bounds in their virtual assistant. I still remember when Cortana came out with the first generation of, very early generations of Windows phones, and it was not nearly as impressive as it is now. Whenever I would ask questions like this, it would just search it up through the internet, whereas Siri would already be able to respond in this manner or talk about the Turing test, something like that that's a bit more witty and a bit more interesting. So some other examples of things that you can do is maybe like say, tell me a joke, and it actually will be able to do that if you repeat back words to both of these assistants. Sometimes they'll say, is there an echo, 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 and try to repeat that. So it does try to build up a bit more character into both of these platforms. So anyways, guys, a closer look at two fairly interesting versions of artificial intelligence digital assistants that can be found on current modern day smartphones. And in this case, both Cortana and Siri are definitely improving and can really help people, I guess, in terms of multitasking and setting up quick reminders, pulling up quick information. And these have really evolved and been refined over time. Thanks for watching this video here at OS Reviews.